What happens when a club pays 100 million euros for a footballer? One guy changes teams, but a lot of people get rich. The agent, the lawyers, the player's family, sometimes even people you've never heard of. So today, we are breaking it down, slice by slice, to show who really gets paid. This is how football transfers work. Welcome to Athletic Interest. The media always reports one number. 100 million euro transfer confirmed, here we go. Clean, simple, massive. But that number is almost never paid all at once, and it's almost never the full story. Let's say Club A buys a player from Club B for 100 million euros. The selling club doesn't just get a fat wire transfer the next morning. Instead, the payment is usually split. Part upfront, part in installments, and part in performance-based bonuses, like appearances, goals, or team trophies. In the case of Florian Wirtz, reports suggest his fee was around 117 million euros guaranteed, with nearly 20 million euros in add-ons. But that's not even the final figure. If all the bonuses are triggered, it could climb toward 160 million euros, which means the selling club, Bayer Leverkusen in this case, may have hit the jackpot. But over time. Because clubs often spread payments over years, just like a mortgage. Except instead of buying a house, you're buying a 22-year-old who kicks a ball for a living. So yes, the selling club does take the biggest slice of the pie. But even their slice isn't as clean as it looks. And once that money lands, they don't even get to keep it all. Once the clubs agree on a fee, the real negotiations begin. And this is where agents and intermediaries step in. Their job, to represent the player's interests and make the deal happen. That includes negotiating the player's salary, securing bonuses and image rights, and managing the transition behind the scenes. For this, they charge a commission, often a percentage of the player's earnings over the contract. Sometimes, agents also receive a fee from the buying club, especially if they helped facilitate the transfer itself. In some cases, they represent both sides, the player and the club. That's called dual representation, and while it's legal in many countries, it's become a point of debate in football regulation. So how much are we talking? When Paul Pogba returned to Manchester United in 2016, his agent Mino Raiola reportedly earned over 40 million euros from the deal. That included a cut of Pogba's contract and payments from the club itself for bringing the transfer to the table. Deals like that aren't typical, but they do show how valuable agents can be, especially when they are close to top talent. And it's not just official agents. Sometimes intermediaries act as brokers between clubs, sourcing opportunities, negotiating details, or simply unlocking stalled talks. One transfer can involve multiple parties: the player's agent, an agent for the buying club, an agent for the selling club, and the freelance fixer connecting all the dots. And this is where the real challenge starts, because guess what? All of these parties need to sign a ton of documents. Miss one signature and the whole transfer falls apart. And yes, that actually happened. But that's also where the sponsor of today's video, Odoo, comes into play. Odoo is an all-in-one business management software that helps you to manage tasks more efficiently. Odoo's got over 45 integrated apps on one single platform, from CRM and accounting to inventory and HR. But the best one to avoid contract chaos on deadline day? The Signature app. You can create contracts in seconds. Add a PDF or choose a template, add your signers and drag and drop the fields to be filled out. You can add as many signers as necessary and send documents instantly for e-signature. Then track signatures in real time and send reminders from the platform to avoid delay. And never worry about tons of paperwork again. Plus, Odoo's Signature app is secure and in compliance with electronic signature standards in over 100 countries. Simple, fast, and reliable, Odoo makes signing effortless, no matter the deal. And the best of all, your first app is free for life, with unlimited hosting and support. And full access to the ecosystem starts at just €19.90 a month. Odoo is trusted by 15 million users worldwide. Check them out via the link in the description. Thanks to Odoo for supporting the channel, and now let's get back to the anatomy of transfers. Of course, none of these parties work for free, but regulations are tightening. FIFA is now capping agent fees, and some countries are taxing services provided on the player's behalf. But for now, in most big transfers, agents remain essential. So far, we've looked at the people involved at the time of the transfer. But in football, the past can come back with interest. Because when a transfer fee lands, some of that money travels backwards to the clubs that helped build the player in the first place. There are two main ways former clubs can still get paid. One, sell-on clauses. A sell-on clause is a deal between two clubs. Usually, when a smaller club sells a young talent to a bigger one, they add a clause like, if this player is sold again, we get 10%. Example, when Jude Bellingham joined Real Madrid, his old club, Birmingham City, reportedly made over 6 million euros from a sell-on clause. It's like holding stock in a player's future, and when the market booms, jackpot. 2. Solidarity payments. This one isn't negotiated. It's a FIFA rule. Whenever a player moves internationally and a transfer fee is involved, 5% of that fee must be distributed to every club that trained the player between the ages of 12 and 23. It's called the solidarity mechanism, and it's designed to reward youth development. And sometimes even tiny grassroots clubs get paid. We are talking 250,000 or 500,000 euros from a single deal. Enough to upgrade facilities, hire coaches, or fund an entire youth department. We've talked about agents, clubs, and past teams. But there's one slice of the transfer pie that used to be massive and is now banned entirely: third-party ownership. For years, investors, not clubs, could own a percentage of a player's economic rights, which meant when a player was sold, they got a cut of the fee. Sounds a bit wild, and it was. That's why in 2015 FIFA stepped in. Today, only clubs and players can hold rights. But that doesn't mean transfers are simple. Beyond the fee and contract, there's a long list of hidden costs: legal fees, image rights negotiations, medicals and logistics, insurance, and taxes that vary wildly depending on the country. Alright, so we talked about a lot of people getting money now. But what about the most important player? The player. They might not get anything directly from the transfer fee, but that doesn't mean he walks away empty-handed. Whenever a big move happens, the player signs a new contract. And that contract often comes with a signing bonus, sometimes in the tens of millions. Add to that a massive salary, performance bonuses, loyalty payments. Of course, all of this is taxed. In some jurisdictions, total tax exposure can reach 40 to 50% of the player's earnings. You'd think they still earn enough, but ironically, Cristiano Ronaldo was convicted for tax fraud. And before the Ronaldo fanboys lose it in the comments, Lionel Messi was convicted as well. But some players negotiate more than money: paid housing, luxury cars, private chefs, and very specific clauses, like Ronaldinho, who once demanded a clause that let him party 2 nights a week. Or Stefan Schwarz, whose contract included a no space travel clause, because he once expressed interest in going to space. Then there's Giuseppe Reina, who signed a deal promising his club would build him a new house for every season he played. So what did they do? They built him Lego houses. True story. So we've broken down who gets paid when a transfer happens. But there's one more thing we need to talk about. Transfers aren't just a part of football anymore. They've become a form of entertainment in themselves. Think about it. Some of the most liked posts in history are transfer posts. Ronaldo joining Manchester United, Messi to PSG, Ronaldo to Al Nassr, Messi to Miami. Transfers often break the internet, and no one understands this better than Fabrizio Romano. He himself has more than 100 million followers by talking about transfers. It's become a whole new category. We've done a video with Fabrizio a while ago. We'll link it in the description. Here's the crucial part from that video that matters for this story. Since the Bosman ruling in 1995, the transfer market in football exploded. In '96, the most expensive player ever was Ronaldo, who moved to Barcelona for converted 15 million euros. 5 years later, Zinedine Zidane moved to Real for almost 80 million euros. And we all know what happened in 2017. As the transfer sums grew, the public interest and coverage of these transfers did as well. Fans created countless blogs, subreddits and boards to discuss the latest rumors around their club. A prime example for this is Transfermarkt.com, which was founded in 2000 and quickly became the largest database for transfer information and player values. Today, it even functions as a reference for agents and club executives. In 2008, the website was acquired by German media tycoon Axel Springer, the largest publishing company in Europe. One reason for the rise of transfer news and the interest by major media companies is that most of it is happening in the off-season, while not much else is happening in football. Experts found that 95% of fans want to interact with their favorite leagues and teams throughout the year. Transfer reporting fills that gap with timely tweets, player interviews and other content. It also means that clubs focus more on presenting transfers than ever before. It is no longer enough to just do a simple press release. The clubs now hire agencies to prepare full-blown media campaigns. And all of this creates more revenue as well, and more people get paid, like our friend Fabrizio. And by the way, you just watched a full video breaking down the anatomy of a transfer, so we at Athletic Interest get a little slice as well. This might be the first era of history in which people are this fascinated with money, how it moves and what it accomplishes. It's almost as if the new star of sport, next to the likes of Messi and Ronaldo, is this money and how it flows. There is a whole new world to cover off the pitch. The stories behind the athletes and teams. The stories of how sports function as a business and reflect our culture. The stories of Athletic Interest.